Hello, Assalamualaikum. Hopefully everyone is doing great today. So today I'm going to talk about topic 1, which is simple interest. Okay, let us see what you're going to learn in topic 1. So as you can see here, there are 6 subtopics, which is 1.1 until 1.6. So introduction, simple interest formula, simple amount formula, 4 basic concepts, present value, and equation of value. And today we're just going to touch 1.1 and 1.2. Okay, so simple interest. The learning objectives is to illustrate and define simple interest correctly. Alright, so previously when I asked my students, when I say interest, what do you have in mind? So some of my students would say that, oh madam, when you say interest, it's actually faedah. Okay, it's actually BM. Or they would say that, oh madam, it's actually bunga. Okay. And some of the students would say, oh madam, I remember it's along. Do you know what is along? Along is a loan shark. What are the bad things about along is that they're gonna offer you loan, but at a very, very high interest rate, and if you can't pay, they're going to do very, very bad things to you and your family. Okay, so these are some of the cases that happened in Malaysia. Okay, so we go on to the definition of interest. Interest is then developed from the concept that lending money results in loss to the lender. And interest is usually expressed as percent per annum, and there are 2 types of interest: simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so for topic 1, we're going to talk about simple interest, and topic 2, we're going to touch on compound interest. So you can see here, definition of interest: money earned. Okay, you got the money when money is invested. Okay, what is invested is actually duit yang dilaburkan. Okay, if money is invested in a bank or financial institution, interest is paid to the investor for lending the money. And the other one is the charge incurred when a loan or credit is obtained. If money is borrowed, the borrower or creditor will be charged interest on the loan, money, or borrowed. Okay, so you can see here, loaned, the lender. Okay, so the lender will get interest on the principal, and the borrower will pay interest to the lender. Okay, so these are examples of interest. Okay, so 1.2, we're gonna talk about simple interest formula. So for this subtopic, there are 2 learning objectives. The first one is illustrate and define simple interest formula correctly, and number 2 is to calculate simple interest formula accurately. Okay, so these are the things, the keywords that you need to know. Alright, this one is also in your handouts and in your module. Okay, number 1, interest is calculated on original principal. Okay, when in Malay, students will say that duit pokok or duit permulaan, things like that. For the entire period, it is invested or borrowed. When an investor lends money to a borrower, the borrower must pay back the money originally borrowed, called the principal, and also the fee charged for the use of money, called the interest. Okay, and the sum is the plus of the principal, and the interest due is called the amount, future value, maturity value, or accumulated value. Alright, next. The formula that can be used to calculate simple interest is I equivalent to PRT. Okay, you can see this formula in your formula sheet number 5. Okay, so I always say to my students, oh, how to memorize this is actually I per. Okay, so what is I? I stands for interest, definitely. And P, what do you think? It's actually your principal. R is your interest rate, and the T is actually the time. Okay, for interest, definitely, and unit is Ringgit Malaysia, or okay, if it's UK, it's going to be pound, or Singapore, it's going to be dollar. The principal also in Ringgit Malaysia. The interest rate, it has to be in decimal. Okay, so for example, if I said that, okay, the interest rate is 10%, so you have to change it to decimal, you're going to get 0.1. Really hope that you know how to change 10% to decimal. It means that 10 out of 100. So you divide by using the calculator, you're going to get 0.1. Or what if it is going to be 10.5%? Okay, so 10.5 divide by 100, you're going to get 0.105. Okay, so remember, for interest rate, it has to be in decimal. How about time? The time has to be in year. For example, if it says, okay, the money is invested for 7 years, so the T is going to be 7. Very straightforward. How about if it says 7 months? How you want to change 7 months into a year? So it's going to be, how many months are there in a year? So it's going to be 12, so 7 over 12. What if 7 years, 5 months? How you want to write it down? 7 years, 5 months, 5 over 12. Okay, what if 7 weeks? Okay, how many weeks are there in a year? Okay, it's actually, there are 52 weeks in a year. And how about 7 days? How you want to write it down? So it's going to be 7 over 365. Or if it's a leap year, you know it's a leap year, tahun lompat, 7 over 366. Or by using banker's rule, it's going to be 7 over 360. Usually the bank will use the banker's rule, which is 360. Never mind, we're going to talk about this in topic 1.4. Okay, we go straight away to the self-test 2. Okay, I just want you to ignore self-test 1 because something wrong with the question. Okay, so we go straight away to self-test 2. It says that Rosalie borrows 10,000 from a bank that charged 4% per annum simple interest. Find the amount of interest that Rosalie needs to pay after 3 years, 3 months. Okay, so you see here what you want to find. Find the amount of interest. So what do you think? Is it I? Or is it P for principal? Is it R for interest rate? Or is it T for time? It says the amount of interest. So it's going to be I. Okay. So what is the P? It's going to be 10,000. What is the rate? It's going to be 0.04 because it's 4%. And what is your T? It's 3 years, 3 months. So 3 over 12. So your amount of interest, I, you're going to get I per root. I equivalent to P, 10,000. Rate is 0.04. And T is 3 over 12. Okay, you just one shot by using your calculator, you're going to get 1,300. Very easy, right? Okay, next one, we're going to look at self-test 3. It says that Mr. Aaron deposited 6,000 in a bank and obtained 120 simple interest after 3 months. Find the simple interest rate of it. Okay, look here, simple interest rate. So what do you think we want to find here? Ta-da! So you're going to get what you want to find. What is your R? Okay, what is this? Deposited 6,000, so definitely it's going to be your P. And it says that obtain 120 simple interest. 120 simple interest, so it's going to be your I. And how about your T? It's 3 months, which is 3 over 12. Okay, so find the simple interest rate offered. You want to get your R. So I'm just going to substitute. I is going to be 120. P is going to be 6,000 rate, and your T is going to be 3 over 12. Okay, so you transpose and you get what is your R. It's going to be 0.08, and you have to change it to percent, so you're going to get 8%. Okay, all right. So the last one, I'm going to show it to you for today, is self-test 4. Okay, it says that Hafiz borrows 7,000 for 100 days at 9% per annum simple interest. How much the interest charge? Okay, so how much the interest charge? So what you're going to get here, interest I. So P, borrow 7,000. What is your T? 100 days. So I'm just going to use the banker rule for the time being. So 100 divided by 360. and your rate is 9% per annum, so 0.09. So IPRT, you're gonna get, substitute, your P is 7,000, rate is 0.09, T is 100 over 360, and I'm going to get the interest is 175 ringgit. Okay, very easy, right? Okay, so next I want you to try on your own. You challenge yourself. I want you to try the your self-test in the module 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there are how many questions here? 5 questions. And you can discuss it with your friends. And later I need you to submit through the Teams so that I can double check on the workings and the solution. Alright, so enjoy. With that, I thank you.